Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to do a follow-up to my 4-player arcade machine that we talked about last week. And this week what we're going to be talking about is a few different things. We're going to be talking about XOutput that I've had a few questions on how I got this to actually work with a bunch of Steam games and stuff like that, and all the other games that I talked about, so we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to talk about the new games that I added. There's a couple of games that somebody mentioned in the comments for me to add that I was missing out of the MAME collection that were 4 players. So we added those. We'll check those out. I also added a new Switch game that I thought was missing. So again, like usual, if you guys are seeing any games that I missed on the last video, definitely let me know. That'd be great for a 4-player machine. So I added some of that. I also wanted to show you guys the intro video, which we'll do first to show you guys what intro video I have going on. And then I also want to show you guys the new layout, the new theme that I have that I went with this build. Now that I got everything situated in the right place, I think the build and the theme looks great, which I'm sure some of you guys have seen already if you guys use Launchbox, but for those of you guys who haven't, you guys will see what that theme looks like here. So that's the stuff we're going to talk about here today with this build. So let's go ahead and get into the video.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to talk about XOutput first. I talked about in my last video how the encoder boards that I used in here had to be the zero delay encoders, and we talked a little bit about that. And the main reason for going with these zero delay encoder boards instead of going with something like an iPack is because iPacks don't work with XOutput with 4 players. It only works with 2 players, and I needed it, of course, to work with 4 players, so I couldn't use the iPack. So I went with these zero-day encoders so I can actually get XOutput to work. And what XOutput does, it essentially makes Windows think that each of these controllers that you see in front of you are 4 Xbox controllers. That's why you see this program running. You can see 4 different ones. You can see generic USB joystick, and you can see 4 different in direct input. And then you can see these game controllers right here. You can see that 4 of them are set up. So when you guys download this piece of software, you're going to see these 4 generic USB sticks. If you have 4 encoder boards like I do, you'll see the Force 4 on top. This bottom part will be empty, and all you got to do is you hit add controller, and then you can see a new controller starts over here, and you can see another one just got added. And then you basically just go in here, hit edit, and you see all of this pops up. And you can see all the different controllers that you actually have on here that you need to link up. Now, I'm not going to obviously do this right now, but if I had another one set up, you would set up all the controls on here. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this for the time being. But I'm going to go ahead and hit stop on the first one here just to show you guys. So it stops running, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit edit. You can see all the different ones that I have set up. So you can see all the controls that you need to set up to get this to work correctly. For player 1, obviously it has 8 buttons, so I set up all these. You can see A, B, X, Y, L, B, and RB are set up. You can see the start and the back button up here are set up. You can see the accesses are set up as well. So you go ahead and you just set all these controllers up. It's really simple. And then once you have them all configured with all the buttons that you want them laid out to be, you go ahead and save it. Then you exit out, and then you go ahead and hit just start. So the controller is actually active, and then you're good to go. Now, if I was doing player 4 or player 3, there's only 6 buttons, so you can see here that there's a little bit less set up. So you can see the LT and the RT aren't set up in this case because there is no one of those buttons set up. So instead you got the A, B, X, Y, L, B, RB, start, back, and the joystick directions there as well. So really, really simple. Like I said, you just press the start button you hit configure, and then it waits for a button press like you see here, and then you press the button that you're looking for. And if you're doing the joystick, you move the joystick around so you get from 0 to 100, as you can see here in the range, and you make sure that the joystick is moving correctly. If you see the top right there, I know it's a little small, but if you see the top right there, when I move the joystick, you can see it's moving correctly. That's how you know you set it up correctly when you configure it. So make sure that joystick is directly red in the center when you're not touching it, and then it moves around in a circle when it's supposed to be moving around in a circle. And that's it. And then you set up those 4, you start all 4, and then you make XOutput run when Windows starts, which is really simple. You just go into the run program. So if I just go ahead and type in run, you open up run, and then you type in the command option here. It is called shell:startup. Shell:startup. Then you hit OK, and then you got this opened up right here, and then this is where you obviously start up whatever you want to start up with Windows. I have Big Box obviously starting up, and XOutput starts up with Windows as well. So it's the first thing that launches. That way your controllers are active, and then you're kind of good to go. then you always have the 4 controllers to go, and this will work with MAME and everything that I have running. It's not like I have to turn this off for anything. This works with everything. You'll go into configuring MAME, and then you set up your buttons the way you're supposed to. This works really seamlessly with a lot of emulators already. The PlayStation 3 actually worked right out of the box, the emulator. I didn't have to do anything. That's one of the other emulators that I added that we're going to be talking about today that I forgot to mention in the intro. And then you just configure the ones that you need to, like Dreamcast and stuff like that, with these buttons, and everything works as it should. So again, XOutput works really well because it makes the Windows think that it's for Xbox controllers, which makes it work with a lot of Windows games that otherwise wouldn't work natively without being able to use that. So the next thing we're going to move to is showing you guys the intro video. So I'm going to go ahead and open Big Box and let the intro video run just to show you guys what that looks like. A couple of the parts of the video do go louder than they should, but you guys get the idea. Alright guys, so that was my intro video of the different game, or to Big Box there for my 4-player launch box. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. That just features some of my favorite games that I love playing in 4-player. Some really good ones in there like Shredder Revenge, Towerfall, Ascension, and just a bunch of other games on there like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. So next thing we're going to talk about is the theme that you guys are looking at here. This is a new theme that I switched to. I think looks fantastic. This is the arcade one. It gives you a little bit of a description of the arcade, and it scrolls through. It just has a really clean look to it. As you can see here, and then it's got like the N64, and you can see when it released and all that kinds of stuff, how many games I have in the category, how many players it plays up to. I love, you know, the art style and just the... It really, really looks good on the TV screen. I don't know if it's coming across in the video, but it does, and it has like a little video that plays that is reminiscent of the games and stuff like that for the N64 or these different systems. This one skipped one. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic. Some of them have like the intro video, like the GameCube that we're all used to. Really, really cool. Theme looks fantastic. Then we got the Switch one here. Start off nice and quiet, but then boom, you'll hear the click. There it is. The iconic click that all of us know. And then a little bit of Zelda gameplay and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, I love the way that they did these themes. Got the PlayStation 3. Really, really cool. Got the iconic Dreamcast. Trackball games is just using the arcade. Then you got Windows. Really, really nice. Some great iconic Windows games that it kind of scrolls through and stuff like that. That I think is cool. And then back to the arcade. So I think the theme looks fantastic. So yeah, I think it looks great. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the games that were added. Since we're sitting on the Switch here, we'll talk about the Switch first. The first one that I saw that I was missing was Mario Tennis Aces. This is a great 4-player game that definitely needed to be added. Plays great with 4 players with the arcade sticks. 6 buttons is good enough for players 3 and 4 to be able to play this game. I was playing it before. So we got that set up, and here's what it looks like when you're actually in the theme looking at the games with it. I think looks great. As you can see here, has a really nice look to it with the nice cover art. Little intro video there at the bottom. When it came out and the year and all that kinds of stuff, so it looks really good. Going back here to the main menu, then of course we got the, let's start, we'll leave PlayStation 3 to last. We'll do the arcade. Oops. Going into the arcade, now I gotta remember which one I actually added as we scroll through here. This is one of them, Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa. This is a 4-player game that I didn't have, that I didn't know was missing out of my MAME list. So that's a good one. And there was another one, if I can find it. It might have been Bucky O'Hara. Because that's the one I don't recognize from the last time. Oh, actually, no, you know what? Sorry, it was this one. It was US Championship Volleyball. This is the other one that I didn't have for 4 players. So we got this one on here as well. So we got that one all set up and ready to go. And then, of course, the big one that I added was a brand new category, which is PlayStation 3. As we go into here, we got a good amount of PlayStation 3 games. I think what impressed me the most about the PlayStation 3 is just how good it looks. And I'm going to show you one game as an example here. The PlayStation 3, it looks fantastic because it's being upscaled to 4K. But obviously, it's a newer gen system, so the games look really, really good. And it has some games that you can't really find anywhere else, like this one here. It started to scroll by itself, but 3-on-3 NHL Arcade is a game that was on PSN that you can't really play anywhere else. It's an arcade NHL game, so it's a great game to have on the arcade sticks. That plays really well. You got Bomberman 94 that I added. You got Bomberman Ultra on here that came out. So a Bomberman game to have on here. You got Castle Crashers. Can't forget about Castle Crashers on the PlayStation 3. And all of these have all the DLC and everything installed, of course, because I owned all the DLC on the PlayStation 3, so why not? You got Dragon's Crown, a really good one. And again, if you guys see anything missing on the PlayStation 3 that's 4 players that you think should be on the arcade sticks, let me know. You got Fat Princess, really freaking fun game. Fat Princess. Gauntlet 2. You got Geometry Wars 3. You got Little Big Planet. You got Little Big Planet 2. As you can see there. Then you got Little Big Planet 3. Really great game. Then you got Marvel's Ultimate Alliance. This is such a fantastic game. Especially on the PlayStation 3 with the upscaled graphics on here. It looks fantastic. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. It's running at 4 times resolution. And I haven't had any hiccups with anything. NBA Jam on Fire Edition. These are 2 different versions. These are the modded version. NBA Jam on Fire Edition is the one I'm going to show you, which is the one that they modded to have all the different historical figures from all the different years. And then this version down here is the 2023 modded version, which is all the players that are in the current NBA roster. So really, really cool stuff. And the game just looks fantastic. Playing an NBA Jam game that's actually modern looking is awesome. Then you got NFL Blitz. As you can see here, great game to add on here. You got PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I mean, come on, this game is so, so good. If you're a PlayStation fan, seeing all the characters, being able to play Super Smash, such an underrated game. They did such a great job with this game, and I'm super happy to have this one on here as well. I was playing this the other day, having all the characters and everything unlocked and everything is awesome, and playing that. You got Rampage World Tour. You got Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Fantastic game as well. You got the Simpsons arcade game that I found on the PlayStation 3 just for the, even though I have it on MAME, I just put it on here as well. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows and Turtles in Time Reshelled. So those are all the PlayStation games that are on here. I'm going to show you just one running just to show you guys exactly how good this looks. I'll show you guys this version that I was talking about before with all the historical figures. So we're just going to go ahead and hit play, let that load up, and you guys will see how good this 4K version actually looks on here, in my opinion. And you can see it loads pretty quickly on here. I don't know if I mentioned it in the last, this is a 4070 Ti that is running on here. So obviously the graphics power is really good. I decided to get something high end because I knew I was going to want to run things like this and run it at 4 times speed and all that kinds of stuff. So I knew I wanted it, you know, fully out there. So here we go. NBA Jam sitting on here right now. And you can see this is modded by John Z1, version 1.1, fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and hit OK. I'll get a quick game running just to show you guys. He also added like a full road trip and stuff like that for career mode, which is really fun. We're gonna go ahead and hit jam now. So you can see the arcade sticks are all working, of course. As you can see right now, I'm only gonna do one player, but you can see they're all moving, as you can see. If you wanted to play 4 players, but right now, we are just going to, I'm going to move all these over so they can get them out of here. I'm just going to play it with this one. And you can see all the different players here. They have all the historical players from all different teams. That's what the mod was. So you can see different players from different eras and stuff like that. Like, for example, the Lakers, they have Abdul-Jabbar. And then over here, they have O'Neal and Bryant, which is really cool. On the newer version of the other mod that I told you about, it would be, you know, you would see LeBron, for example, instead of these players on the Lakers. So really cool to have both mods and have all these different players on here, you know, playing and stuff like that. We'll do the Bulls here. We'll do Jordan and Pimpin, but we'll just go ahead and do Jordan and Pimpin. We'll leave everything on normal here, as you can see. Oops, on normal. But look at how fantastic this game looks. It plays really well. Look at this. A real NBA Jam game. You know, a modern one, I guess you can say. Being able to play it. I don't know why I shot with Shaq from a 2-pointer. And I messed that up. Got it. But man, I don't know about you guys if you're seeing it across the video here, but it looks really, really good. I got to get used to these controls, guys. I've been playing so many games that I forget what was what. 3. No. Oh, blocked. Damn, you got that again? Damn. But yeah, it looks so good. Oh, there we go. Oh! But yeah, you guys get the idea. We'll exit out of this. And it exits out and goes right back into the main menu. Look how fast that is and stuff like that. PlayStation 3 running. It's awesome. And yeah, we got all of these games on here ready to go. And I think that's everything I wanted to show you guys in an update to this arcade build with the XOutput, with the new theming, with the you know, new games that I added onto here and all that kinds of stuff. So let's go ahead and wrap up this video and give you guys my final thoughts. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that video with everything that I showed you guys there. Again, this is a fantastic 4-player machine. I can't wait till next weekend when I'm gonna have 4 people here to be able to play this machine and really enjoy it, because this whole entire time it's just been me testing it out and getting it ready for an upcoming party that I have here. So I'm excited for that, to get this build, you know, actually played by 4 people. And hopefully you guys got something out of this video and showcase a little bit of what you guys can do on your builds, whether it be the theme that you guys may like or XOutput, so you guys get that going on your machine, the intro video, all that kinds of stuff that you guys see on this build. So if you guys have any questions or any comments on any games that I'm missing, make sure you leave those comments down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.